Hello. So basically, I decided to dress up as Gale because, well, I kind of feel like I would look like Gale a little bit, and also, um, he's like a very cool character. He's one of the main characters, and so what this is it's like a hunting hat, or not a hunting hat, but like it's like a hat like a trapper would wear, and like Gale was like really good with like snares and traps and stuff. So basically, this hat like kind of like it represents like who his character was, and it like looks cool. So that is my costume that I wore. And so basically, the characters are well, first, actually no, first it's the second book out of the three books of the Hunger Game trilogy. And so the main character are Katniss Everdeen, in she's the main character. She's an archer. She's a symbol of the rebellion. Um, she and Peeta like won the previous one. Yeah. Um, she. Oh yeah. So her nickname's the Mockingjay. That's her big symbol. And then the other main character is Peeta, and he's basically was her fellow tribute. He's a baker, and he loves Katniss, but Katniss doesn't really love him back, and like is like rejecting him and stuff. So, and then there's also Finnick, and he's like hella attractive, and he also won, and he's a new tribute. He's like a fisherman dude, and he likes the ocean. He uses a trident as his main weapon. So that, and he's an ally, and he's another big character. And then Haymitch. So this is the mentor. He was the mentor of the previous Mentor games. He is the mentor in this Hunger Games. He's an alcoholic. And then Cinna he's the hairstylist. He's from the Capitol. He ends up getting killed, actually, because he did some rebellion thing. And then the other dude from the Capitol actually is a girl, Elfie Trinket. She's basically just their manager, and yeah. And then Gale, so this is Katniss's best friend. He's a hunting partner. That's who I dressed up as. And Katniss kind of loves him, but she's not really sure. And then there's President Snow. This guy, he's a bad guy. He's evil. He's the leader of Panem. He's basically the main, he's the worst character in the book. He ruins everything. And then, so there's another tribute, and it's Mags. She's basically just an old grandma. She ends up dying, and she was really close with Finnick. There's Johanna, and Katniss doesn't really like her at first, but, I mean, she ends up, proving herself. And then, so these are smart character. His name is Beatty, and he ends up coming with the inventions and stuff, and he's how they escape. And then Wireless, she's also from the same district, but she's the female. And they're both just the smart people, and they invent and all that stuff. And then there's Chaff, he's another tribute. And then there's Cedar, and there's a bunch of other tributes. There's some more important characters like Prim. Obviously, that's Katniss's sis. Yeah, Katniss. She's the girl who Katniss sacrificed herself to go to the Hunger Games in the first book. There's Katniss' mother. Her and Prim are both do medical stuff. And then there's a bunch of other tributes. And then there's Plurch. He runs the games, but he's actually a rebel, but no one really knows this till kind of the end of the book. And then there is, yeah, that's pretty much all the characters that are the big characters that are important and stuff. And then so basically after the first book, the Hunger Games pass, they're super rich, they have money, they have everything they could ever want, pretty much. And then, but the problem is, since they both survived the Hunger Games, they started, like, rebellion. So President Snow is, like, he's mad at Katniss. And, so basically he tells them, like, you guys better keep pretending that you guys love each other, or else she'll start hurting her family and stuff. And she basically threatens Gale. Well, she threatens Katniss that she's gonna kill Gale or some shit directly. Yeah. And then, so basically they have to put on this act, and now, like, their relationship is extra strained, because Peeta and Katniss have to show, like, even more affection than they want to. And, I mean, their relationship has always been kind of like a pretend relationship, but they don't want, like, anyone to get hurt, so they keep trying to pretend and pretending their whole relationship and stuff. So, also, because they just won,